Those are the two things coming out of this season for the Bears, if you're a Bears fan, that you got to worry about. If the two answers you get coming out of this season is that you have a very good quarterback and a very good head coach, you feel great about that. If you're a Bears fan, I don't think that this was all for nothing. I don't believe this game was all for nothing. I understand it hurts. You were up 17-6. You were in control of the game, and Minnesota came back and won this game. I got it. I don't think that the Bears are going to be that good of a team this year. I had them as 7 wins going into the season. Now I feel a little better than them about them. They might be 8-9 wins, right? And if they win 9 wins, if they get 9 wins this year, as a Bears fan, you have to love that, because that means your quarterback was probably playing very good football, and it looks like you probably have a legitimate head coach. Those are the two things coming out of this season for the Bears, if you're a Bears fan, that you got to worry about. If the two answers you get coming out of this season is that you have a very good quarterback and a very good head coach, you feel great about that. I think when you look at the Bears, they're still in a phase where it's like, okay, we're still a year or two away, which is fine because Caleb Williams is only in his second year. You still have him at a cost-controlled contract for the next 2 seasons. You could still add talent around him because you're not paying your quarterback $60 million, right? If you draft well, that's going to be a big thing. Like, I think that there needs to be some things that change with the Bears, especially offensively. I don't love their receiver room. DJ Moore, I'm not a big DJ Moore fan, even though he's on my fantasy team. I'm not a huge Romo Dunze fan. I think that they need to go get a legitimate dude in that room. I don't think they have that. Running back, I don't love that position. They added some guys on the offensive line, but I think they're a little bit older. Like Joe Thuney, good player, bit older. So, like, when I look at this team as a whole, I think they're probably a year or two away from actually contending, which is fine. The answers that this team needs to get are quarterback, how does he play? Head coach, how does he do coaching this team? And if those answers get questioned positively, as a Bears fan, you got to feel great about that. I know it's been a lot of suffering if you're a Bears fan, and I feel for you guys. I'm on your side here. I like Caleb Williams. I want Caleb Williams to do very well. As a matter of fact, I made it a point to say that I didn't care about these training camp videos that were coming out about Caleb Williams. He's a young quarterback who's still developing. And what I saw on Monday night, it's encouraging. It's a step in the right direction. The ball was coming out of his hands quicker. You saw that he did a really good job at the beginning of the game getting completions, right? I think he was like 10 for 10 to start the game. So you love seeing that, right? Obviously, some things have been instilled in him by Ben Johnson. When you look at the way he wasn't hanging on to the ball forever and making bad decisions, that's a great thing. When the ball needed to come out, the ball came out. He held the ball sometimes until the very last moment to where, okay, I can get this ball off. It's not, hey, let me try and run backwards and run 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage to make a throw that I shouldn't even be attempting because it's the NFL and these are grown men and they're very good at what they do. But like I said, yesterday, there was encouraging signs from Caleb Williams. And as a Bears fan, I know the loss hurts. I know it sucks. I know you're very upset that they lost this game. But Caleb Williams is not going to play those type of defenses every week. As a matter of fact, he's not. He's only going to play them one more time a year. Because the Minnesota Vikings have one of the best defenses in football. So for the Bears to go in there and I think look as good as they did offensively, even though in the second half they did begin to stall a little bit, I think that there are positive things coming out of this game if you're a Bears fan. This was not all for nothing. And Caleb Williams playing as well as he did, even though it wasn't like a masterpiece game, it was just one of those games where I look at it and say, he's heading in the right direction. Now let's see if he can build on that. Now let's see if, what Ben Johnson has been teaching him is going to continue to work. When I look at their next few games, they have the Lions. I think they'll be able to move the ball on that defense. Cowboys, I'm still unsure about what their defense is. Commanders, they'll be fine there. Saints, Ravens. I don't think they're playing a defense as good as Minnesota for a few weeks here. So it was upsetting if you're a Bears fan, but not the worst thing in the world. And I did think that Ben Johnson did do some good things with this offense. I think that one thing with the Bears is that when you look at Ben Johnson and his offense, he wants to run the ball. He wants to build play action off his ability to run the ball. And if they're not going to get a consistent run game, that's going to be a big problem for them. That's going to be a big time problem for them. So they're going to need to add. I think they should be in the market for adding a running back, because I just look at DeAndre Swift and I just say he's not that good. He's not good enough. And if you're looking to have a dominant running attack, you're going to need to find somebody not named DeAndre Swift to do it. They had 26 attempts yesterday. 17 came from DeAndre Swift. I think that Ben Johnson would want a little more from his run game. But when you're running the ball and it's not effective, then that becomes a big time problem for you. You can't keep, banging your head on the door, trying to make something happen, trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. And I think Ben Johnson got the information that, hey, we're going to struggle to run the ball here. So we need to throw the ball a little more. He has 35 attempts for Caleb Williams. That's something that surprised me. I thought he would be around that 27 attempt range at max. So seeing that he went for 35 attempts yesterday, that was a bit surprising to me. DJ Moore, 3 receptions for 68 yards. That's nice. Again, I'm not a huge DJ Moore fan. Roma Dunze, 6 receptions for 37 yards. I expected more from him coming out of college. I don't think he's that bona fide number 1 top 10 pick that, he obviously got drafted at. Cole Kmet, a reception for 31 yards. He's a really good tight end. Colston Loveland, 2 receptions for 12 yards. They're going to want to do things out of 12 personnel as well. Like, that's something that I think, fans are going to have to pay attention to. Luther Burden, a reception for -3 yards. You expect a little more there. So, when you look at this game as a whole, I just think that the Chicago Bears, there's not much that they need to hang their head about. I get it. Teams hate losing. Fans hate losing. But when you play the Minnesota Vikings, a lot of teams are going to lose to that team.